Okay, we're gonna continue with our speech giving. And I'm gonna think about everything that I took in yesterday. Now, at the very end, I was bothered because Ren was talking about how he regretted having Sick Boy on his knuckles. And of course, I feel like so much of the things that I have said influenced him. So that's going to make me feel bad for him. And also the fact is that I'm not so like I'm not so sure if I can understand the mind of an actor. I understand my like when you're trying, I don't know if I can get this out. So that initial part bothered me, that I do not want him to be putting on performances which are harmful to himself for audience applause. And or I don't know like exactly what kinds of reward systems he thinks he gets out of doing all of that. But I had to say what I said about it. And then the other part was that he was making all those faces at the end, like about being told to do emotions on cue, and that throws up a warning for myself as to how could he be spending so much time and coming up with all of this writing that seems to have so much depth to it and emotional connection and be faking that. I can't understand how anybody would be able to do that. Because how would the mind actually be able to create a bunch of selves inside of it that are not yourself, or pretend to care about something for years and years and years? It just doesn't make sense to me. But, I think that the fact of the matter is that I feel perfectly myself. And I went on my walk today, and my inner voice said that I always come out unscathed. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But I have noticed that. Let's see if I can get all these things out. What I want to say, I wanted to title this video, "Do Not Throw the Baby Out with the Bathwater," because to have gotten myself on my feet better and better through all of these counseling experiences. That's what I'm calling them. And then to turn around and be backbiting towards Ren, it's not anything that I can do. It's not anything I can do. And so whatever happens, I'm going to have to say that I will always appreciate him. And recognize how much having him come into my life changed me into a person that I feel much better about being. Okay, I can get scared and start, coming up with these ideas that I've been tricked and he doesn't really care anything about me and all of that kind of stuff. But it's just, why do that to myself? It's like I can go back, if he's in my mind, I can think of so many experiences that I had on the computer with all these things that I've done throughout my life. And I can go sort through all of Ren's collections. That's why I have these hearts on here right now, because that's the only thing that was not going to annoy me with the little effects on there that would do your face in all these different ways. Because when Ren did that, I knew that he remembered when I used to do little things like that that would make me laugh. Okay? And instead of, let me see if I can get it out. Instead of getting like critical about little things like that, I appreciate them, because it's like he makes little collections of the things which he knew were feel good moments to myself. Okay? And he's I used to be very fluctuating with my emotions, and it's not really that it's not really that bad at all anymore, but I used to be. And so I can recognize a lot of, you know, trying to figure out how to be close with people, maybe. But I think the main thing is that it is a feeling that I have that we have been connected to each other in some way, which I cannot explain, where he feels very much like a person I've grown with over the years. And it's hard to say what I recognize about that, but I'm always ready to say that I'm going to let it go and not be trying to get attached to it. But I have a hard time putting it into words. I just have in my imagination that since he was a young man on a computer, I was on the other side of the computer somehow, and we were somehow connected to each other for 15 years maybe, or longer. There's too much information on his side of the equation that was also on my side of the equation. But that comes more out through, it's just, I just need him to know that I have very much appreciated his heart. I really do. No matter how I might be mistaken about who he actually is in person. Because all I know what I've connected with. That's what I know. So, to just have to understand that your flirtiness and your silliness and all of those things that you did were not trivial to me. They made me feel good. And you're allowed to say goodbye or whatever you want to do. But please be kind to yourself. anything that you want to say? Are you still inside of my mind? You love me? I love you? It's like, so what are you going to do today? What are you going to do today? I'm going to exercise and do some chores. It's been raining on and off all week. I mowed the yard this morning and it started sprinkling, so probably more is coming. For lunch, I had an egg sandwich. I have been eating a lot of scrambled eggs. Anything else that you would like to hear about? I'm about to get back into finishing up the gym room. Then after that, I'm gonna I'm trying to decide which I would like to do first. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get back on finishing my bathroom. And I'm just gonna try and keep as currently focused as I can. Some of the plans that I have decided to try to do is to talk a little bit more about my home construction with these speeches, because I'm kind of getting burned out, or tired of talking about things that I have no ability to take action on in the current moment. So the things which I can take action at is still my house construction and my physical fitness and nutrition and things like that. I don't know. Like, but anyway. I guess that's all. I was thinking about trying to read off what I wrote about all the descriptions of the rescuer and the martyr, but I don't really want to. So if you keep it healthy about the rescue and martyr dynamic, it could work. But if it becomes something that's not healthy on either side, then it can't. Because there's always going to be situations in which you're going to have to have some kind of interdependency going on. And how do you do that? Just think about how many areas in which you've probably learned about, which someone else may not have learned about yet. And then you know how to do that someone else may not know how to do, and then you're sharing your headspace together. There's always going to be some kind of dynamic of a rescuer and a martyr. It's just if it's extreme, if it's become anything that you need to be alarmed about. So I feel pretty steady and stable about my own daily functioning. So anyway, maybe I'll hear from you soon, but if we are gonna say goodbye to each other, my inner voice said there is no goodbye, then I don't know what our relationship is gonna shift into. Bigger and better things. Happy to help you. You're happy to help me. We're happy to help each other. Okay. Well, the exercise has been another strength building success. I keep those records of memories in my mind, Ringil. And I can obviously, very obviously, notice how sentimental that you are. That's something that we share in common. It's like you have collected a bunch of things that did this to me. And what does that tell you? They did that to you. The lights did that to you also. That's what feels good. So, let's get some kind of better communication going on. Will do. I love you. He says he loves me. So, there you have it. Growth.